At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
I don't know. I think Duke the Dawn is rubbing off on me in a silly, goofy way. I don't normally do this. I don't normally have the mute button on and just go on for like a hot minute. And I had like a crazy response to Papi Blanco, so I guess the Lord saved him. I guess the Lord saved him. So again, this is Angelos represents for the Grey Pill Podcast. Appreciate Papi Blanco chiming in. Definitely appreciate either man chiming in. We're gonna have a great conversation, man, because bring some awareness. If anybody ever known, there was a woman in Dubai that was detained for yelling. Yeah, she was detained and yelling. So there's like a part 2, because last time I kind of guessed something about her. I guessed something about her real quick, and I felt like I was on the money. And somebody else actually did a deep dive homework on her and some other current events that happened. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and get the introduction out the way. So appreciate y'all.
For those that's listening out there in the YouTube universe, shout out to Grey Pill Podcast. Go holler at him. Hell yeah. Give him a like and subscribe. Go view his channel, if you will. Courtesy of Classic Lights. For those that's listening.
For all your Spanish watchers and viewers, Telemundo, Univision, Galavisión. Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches, damas y caballeros. Por favor, suscriben, gusten y por favor compartir este canal de YouTube. Cualquier parte del mundo donde están ahorita, por favor. Familia, amigos o socios de trabajo, lo que sea, por todo el mundo, por favor, suscriben al canal del Grey Pill Podcast, el Pastilla Gris.
All right, so got that out of the way. Okie dokie. All right, so last time we was talking about the rules and regulations and a woman screaming out, yelling out to buy. That's why she was detained, per what her mother was telling us on the news and with the lawyer. And from there, there's some other current events, because also I showed a video court case of the woman that goes by the name of Sassy Trucker, that she's on Judge Judy at the probably like she's 24, 25 now. Like about a year ago, she's on Judge Judy. She had a party that she was hosting, and she gave her a 17, 18-year-old brother the keys to the car, and somehow the car got ran through a wall, and the kid didn't have a license, but he had a learner's permit. So that's what we're going from there. So pretty much my assessment of her was her character, like poor judgment, just like immature, yada, yada, yada. So to add on to insults of the character of the said person that's yelling to buy, because she's breaking a lot of rules, but this what's her name? She goes by Pink Book Lessons. So definitely shout out to her, because she did like a little deep dive on the matter. What's in the cup, sir? Good old cup of Java. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Yeah, that's what's in that cup. I need that wake up juice. And I'm not really a coffee drinker, but today I was like, I got the time today. I definitely got the time. All right, so I want to share this real quick. I was going to do this yesterday, and then I was going to do something else this morning. It is what it is. So, okay. So we're going to do a little recap on the nice lady. I want to make sure this is in order because that wasn't it. Again, appreciate everybody coming on through. If you are new, definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the all bell notification because YouTube is silly. YouTube will actually unsubscribe your favorite YouTuber from all the lessons out there that is given to you. So shout to them. Definitely hit the like button as it helps out with the algorithm so you can watch and have the conversation and get alerted on everything new and current. All right, here we go. Shout out to Pink Lessons. Definitely subscribe to her. Definitely check it out because she did a lot of work and you can tell. So we're gonna get a recap.
It also could result in prison time. So it's very scary.
The trip turned terrifying for Tiara Young Allen when her mom says she was a passenger in a friend's rental car and they got into an accident there in Dubai. Tina Baxter is the daughter of the company to retrieve her ID, credit card, and other items left in the rental. Baxter says it did not go well.
She found out that she could only receive those items if she paid an undisclosed amount of money. She dealt with a very aggressive individual, a young man there who was screaming at her.
And so she is. Now, again, this is what the mother is telling us based on what the information the daughter gave her. So all this right now is a bunch of he say. All this right now is a bunch of he say.
In jail for one reason and one reason alone. She raised her voice. In that country, a female is not even allowed to raise her voice. If she raises her voice, it's punishable by jail time.
It's been very emotional. There are some days I stay up all night crying.
They have a strict law system that is really based on theocracy. In our opinion, she did not commit a crime. Don't punish women for doing the same thing a man can do in Dubai. It's not fair and it's not right.
Shout out to Quanell X for using.
Now, this is the whole recap from last time, right? So you're traveling outside the country. We're gonna get this short and gonna get straight to the meat and bones of it. So last time, what do you do when you go visit somebody's house, right? We'll use E-Man for example. Perfect. Thank you, E-Man. I already chimed in. When you go to somebody else's house, you follow the rules of their country. If I go to E-Man's house and E-Man said, hey, you got to take your shoes off when they come to my house. But E-Man, I got the holy socks, man. I don't care. My house, my rules. Same thing in another country. Their house, their rules. Got to follow their rules, their code, their customs, more importantly, their laws. That's it. So if their law like, hey, you can't be screaming and yelling. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of appreciate that rule because I don't want no neighbors next door you screaming and yelling too. So I don't want it. I don't want it.
His connections to get the mother in front of the media, but Brother X talking about how laws in another country are not fair and right. It's really none of our business as Americans. For instance, if somebody came to your house and brought their kids over there, the kids started jumping up and down on your couch, you tell them to stop. They jump on the couch all the time at home. We all know that will be out of order. Fact. You cannot dictate the rules at somebody else's house.
Y'all really got me good. I got something for y'all. What? Get out!
If you can't respect,
that's me all day. That is me all day.
Their rules as a guest, stay home at your own house where you let the kids jump on the couch. Don't go to another person's house and try to make them okay with allowing your kids to destroy their stuff. This is very simple. If y'all flamingos and heathens don't know how to act, stay home. Dubai is not begging y'all to come over there. You're the ones flocking to Dubai. They don't want this Western behavior over there in their country. Go to Miami where they allow that. Vegas, LA, NYC, Atlanta, Houston. But if you go to Dubai with all that rah-rah, this is going to happen to you too. So we have the friends of the Sassy
Shout out to Vegas, where everything just happened in Vegas, stays in Vegas. Definitely shout out to Miami and all the other places, Atlanta. Yeah, where you just get all types of ignorance, all types of ignorance.
Trucker. According to them, they don't believe that she was just arrested in Dubai for yelling. They say that it's more to the story that Quanell X and her mother told the media, and they even released a video of a previous trip they went on to Puerto Rico where the Sassy Trucker got more than sassy there too.
Now, before we go into this, again, shout out to Pink Book Lessons, and she's more than welcome on the first one I showed. There's actually links, and even a link here, a part 1, part 2 of her character and who she is and how she acts on Just Judy. All right. Now, when I saw this, I already had this video, but when Pink Book Lessons actually line it up in order, I was like, yo, this is crazy, because this is literally I pegged her from the beginning. I pegged her from the beginning. But let's continue.
Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. All right, so after this information came out about the sassy truck driver and her situation in Dubai, you have one of her former friends who came out and she posted this on IG. She said, "Same chick that poured drinks on my husband, trying to taunt him to react." The video shows the sassy trucker throwing drinks on him, calling him the B word multiple times. One of the other women there, she said the same thing. It was apparently a group trip that they went on to Puerto Rico. So you had other witnesses there as well. And one of the other witnesses, her name is Mexi Marie, she came out and had a lot to say. She said she got trashed, poured pop on my homegirl husband's head, calling him all types of B's, throwing bottles, breaking stuff, embarrassing. And then one of the other women on the trip, the wife of the husband that she threw the bottle.
I got to scroll back because I would love to, because I've been seeing, when I've looked her up, I've been seeing a lot of females as truck drivers been dressing like sassy trucker. Like, I didn't know this was a thing. Like, we dressing like half naked, short shorts. Right here, she's in a dress. I really didn't know this was a thing. Like, when I think truckers, I'm thinking like, hey, you dressing appropriately and you literally doing your job. That's it. But I mean, I guess each his own.
The wife of the husband that she threw the bottle at said that she's a violent drunk. She made the Puerto Rico trip weird with her drunk, insecure, disrespectful self. Sorry to say, but she gets what she gets. And then Mexi Marie came back and said, yes, arguing, screaming at the top of her lungs, so aggressive and disrespectful towards all the men. And Nelly said, it's crazy because my husband not a woman beater, and he was more concerned with us getting back home than going to jail in Puerto Rico. I wanted to get her out of there for the weird ass that she was doing, but look at her now. She good for it, LOL, she guilty. And then Mexi came back and said, right, I remember when he was trying to make sure that she was safe. She assaulted him more than once in the same night. I still have the videos too. They're saying that's the moment right there where she poured drinks on the other woman's husband. As you can see, he did not react to her, but they said she kept taunting him, trying to get him to put hands on her, but he didn't do it. Meanwhile, she's calling him B words. According to witnesses.
Yeah, I know she's been a little bit PG-13 with this because she's showing a screenshot, and I definitely understand it, but I'm trying to remember if there's actually a video that she has, but I actually have the video of the incident that's in play from this moment on, and videos that's actually showing the outside looking in and her screaming and yelling and doing exactly what she says, which is crazy to me, which is crazy. So, yeah.
The whole time her boyfriend was there on this trip with them, on this group trip, he was telling her to chill out, but she would not listen. She even put hands on him too. So that another person in the comments who didn't know them, they came in to defend Sassy, and that guy says, so you're co-signing her being detained in another country for getting loud?
Yo, that's, you know what's crazy? I thought of the same thing, but the way the like it'll continue on, but the way the wife was saying with the husband's like, yo, he didn't want to start no waves because he was in a different country. I guess he felt like he's afraid. Like if he would have said something, did something, that the cops would have came or they'd all have been into the incident. But I'm like, no. Like if everybody's on the same wagon with the conversation, like, look, this person is being egregious, being ignorant. She got to go. She got to go. Matter of fact, I'm just saying, if it's Mexico, I'd have put like little some extra pesos in his pocket. Like, yo, we here for 10 days. Can you just hold her for 10 days? On the 11th day, all that stuff be packed. Her plane is leaving on the 11th. Just let her go then. That'd have been it. I wouldn't even allow her inside the place. I'd have had all her stuff packed at the desk. And like, let's go. Let's ride out.
Out. Nowhere did this report say anything about being drunk on vacation, like everyone that goes on vacation does. And then Mexi Marie came back and said, yes, 10,000.
Yo, that's a perfect observation. This is a perfect example. Like he said his girlfriend is trash. His wife is trash. Well, back to the company you keep, right? Is that what we talk about all the time? This is the company you keep. So if you know, like you had to know, and I don't want to put all the fault on because all the fault on everybody else, but everybody plays a little bit parts of how stuff adds up, right? Sequences of events. So if I know I got that friend that's always loud or just being rude, disrespectful, why would I even invite them to a type of trip like this? It doesn't make any sense. You were going to be that rowdy one. I can see if you're a rowdy one at the club in the States where I'm at, because I could just walk away. But I'm not going to bring a rowdy, dysfunctional, disrespectful person with me to another country that literally is about the rah-rah. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not having a conversation with you like, hey, man, remember the rules. No. I'm not. Now, if you got your own room, you got your own vehicle, you got your own whatever, hey, do you. All we doing is riding a plane together, and that's it. But if we have to be under the same roof, it's not working out. It's definitely not working out.
10%. I'll bet anything she was the aggressor. She is always the aggressor. Mexi went on to say she also grabbed a knife. Her mama knows how she is and has been for years. As for that one guy coming in defending this nonsense, talking about the report said nothing about this nonsense. As for that one guy coming in defending this nonsense, she is and has.
Hold up. So her mom knew? Her mom? Like I said, go back to the Judge Judy part 1, part 2, because the cousin had to sue her. The cousin had to sue her for her brother that the keys that she gave the keys to her car to him, and ended up riding the car through her wall.
It's been for years. As for that one guy coming in defending this nonsense, talking about the report said nothing about this or that, the report doesn't say anything besides y'all come rally behind this disrespectful, out of order woman because the person.
Beta. My man Slim Jim Jones Jr. says, so you're co-signing her being detained in another country for getting loud. No, I'm co-signing for somebody that's actually breaking the rules in another country that you're visiting, and we're acting too privileged for our own good. You're a guest, act like one. He also goes to say, nowhere did this report say anything about being drunk on vacation like everyone that goes on vacation does. Again, this comes back to ignorance. This literally comes back to ignorance. And I'm going to use the E-Man for example again. If E-Man never saw me drunk, barely see me really take any kind of drinks, the libations, and then all of a sudden I come to his house and I'm just drinking up a storm and just off the top, just tipsy and just disrespecting his house, I'm getting out. He's going to kick me out. He's going to act accordingly and do what he needs to do to exit and eject myself out of his home. So comes to ignorance, like, oh, we don't drink. No, yes, people do drink. When you're in legal age, you do drink. But what you're not going to do is go into somebody else's country, not even just their house, their country, and disrespect them. That doesn't make any sense. Well, they drink in their country. Yes, their country. Just like in my house. I do whatever I want in my house. But if the guest is coming in my house, guess what's you're not going to do? You're not going to break the rules in my house. Well, you did it for E-Man. I don't care. E-Man's good. You not. I don't care. Don't do that. Don't do it. Ignorance. You could tell he don't travel. He probably drive like 20 minutes away. He don't travel.
And giving the report is her own mama. Like, please use your common sense. Her mama is only telling the story that her daughter gave her. And obviously she's leaving out
exactly
a lot to protect her daughter. No officials in Dubai said they arrested her for getting loud.
Which is even funny. I cannot wait. Like, because I know it's going to be more to this coming out. But I really want to see the response after the fact. Like, I hope she do get released. Like, I really don't want nobody being there just for that. But again, it's their house, their rules. But I really hope she get out. I hope she don't lose her job. I hope she don't lose her place of residence and all that good stuff. And I hope to the fact that, when she do get out, that we hear her side of it, not the mother side. Because right now, this is all he say. All he say, she say. So I would love to hear her side of the story coming out. Like, hey, what exactly transpired? Matter of fact, the people that was involved with you, let's get that. Like, let's have a good, some real conversation on what the current events that happened.
What the reporter in Houston said, and all the information that she received came from the mother. So yeah, her former associates came out showing that she has a history of this. Dubai is not her first situation or set.
Correct. I'm glad Pink Book Lessons caught that, because on her Instagram, I showed in the first video, she has like a history of the whole storyline. She's been in Dubai, she's been in Mexico, she's been in Cancun, she's been in Greece, she's been in pretty much, like, her passport is stamped all over. She at least been in like 10 different countries. And I'm sitting there thinking and wondering, like, has she been in Dubai for the second time? Like I feel like she's doing this because she maybe felt too comfortable because she's been here more than once. So if she's been here more than once, it's like even worse. But even still, your first time, you've been in other countries before. So you should understand each rules and regulations when you go there, which is crazy to me.
Second. Now, back to the Puerto Rico situation. According to the witnesses, police did get involved, but she was protected by the same man that she poured the drink on. He basically...
Yeah, he messed up. He messed up. And this is the husband. This is the husband she poured the drink on. So why are we even trying to protect her? No, you pour the drink on me. My wife is like right there. I'm not protecting you. I'm protecting my wife. Nah, I'd have played ignorant and dumb. I definitely play ignorant and dumb.
Saved her from going to jail. He didn't want any problems. He just wanted all of them to make it back home. But the sassy trucker allegedly threw a bottle and it hit the wife's foot. His wife got an open cut from it. And according to witnesses, she was throwing stuff all around the house. And while in the streets of Puerto Rico, she got drunk and started talking crazy to other tourists and Puerto Ricans as well.
There you go, Poppy. That's the sassy trucker. That's all you, sir. That's all you. Look at it. Look at it.
Then one of her former associates said that she had a situation in the Virgin Islands where she was almost arrested at customs for the same type of behavior. So yeah, they're talking about multiple occasions. And based on their experiences with her, they're saying that there's more to the story than she just raised her voice. And then according to Mexi Marie, she said she drives semi-trucks. She got her and her ex fired after she was drunk driving. She's talking about in the semi-truck and put hands on him. I'm assuming that.
So she might not even have a job. She might not even have a job before she even went to Dubai. Let me read that again. Yep, she drives a semi-truck. She got her and her ex fired after she was drunk driving and put her hands on him. Her mom knows how she is. This isn't the first time. Wow. I ain't gonna lie. Sassy trucker. I'm going to go ahead and put some prayers out on you. I hope you get out. I hope everything works out for you. You know, I hope this be a definitely lesson learned. Not the because most people be ignorant. I really believe like when she get out, I feel like she gonna put the blame on Dubai and the customs. No, it's your attitude and how you carry yourself moving forward. That should be the lesson learned right there. How you carry yourself and moving forward. It might be a lot of selective people here in the States that will allow that type of ignorance. But when you go somewhere else, that should be the lesson learned. When you move somewhere or travel somewhere, you got to act accordingly. Same thing, different states. You can't go up in Jersey. You can't go up in New York and act in one way. And then you come where in some little small town in another state. Shout out to Oregon. Shout out to Colorado. Shout out to whatever. You can't go there and be thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do whatever. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
That's what led to their breakup. She went on to say her mom knows how she is. This isn't a first time thing. This is what happens to you when you have no self-control, no discipline, and no accountability. Years of it. For the most part, everyone should understand how you behave yourself when you walk out the house, even from a young age. This is just silly. Then I had some folks saying that she should respect herself. And honestly, this here isn't a situation of respecting herself. Her mama should have taught her how to respect other people, because even if you don't respect yourself, you have to interact with people on a basic level, and being disrespectful comes with a price. Apparently, over in Dubai, they have no problem putting you in your place. And we're also seeing a lot of women going on these girls trips. They're taking these vacations with a bunch of women, a lot of them with women they don't know. And you definitely want to watch out for that. Things will not always escalate to what we've seen here with Sassy, or things may not be as severe as a situation like Shanquella Robinson. But I've heard so many accounts. I've seen so many story times of these situations where women go on these girls' trips. You have women in the group with bad attitudes. They can't get along with anybody. They're unhappy the whole time and they're destroying the trip. I don't know about you, but that's why I say vacations over vacations with a bunch of girls.
I'm not. You got exactly. I mean, that's her preference, but I'm very, very picky who you travel with. 9 times, go by yourself if you're comfortable doing that. If you know one person, like it's most people like, yo, I don't need to have a conversation with that person, but you really need a conversation with that person. Just because you're cool going to bars or going to the movie theaters, that's a different vibe than traveling out the country with somebody else. That's a different vibe going traveling outside the country with a different person. Heck, it's a different vibe doing a road trip with somebody else. You see another side of somebody else. So we got to act accordingly. You can't travel outside the country with everybody. You just can't.
I would rather be with a mister than a bunch of women. That's just me personally.
That's funny. Shout out to Poppy. He says Girl Street Equal ran through. I'm not gonna say they got ran through, but I will say this, Poppy. Everything on her Instagram, from the time every trip she go on is all girls trip. It's all women's all the time. So I mean, leave that to your imagination. I'll let you judge that on that end. Shout out to either man is GREY, sir. But he said, Great Pill, are you saying she lost her job? She has to make some. I don't know. I mean, I mean, there's opportunities in Dubai that I was told of. There's some confessions of said opportunities in Dubai. Shout out to Shay Means and other people out there. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speculate too much.
For so many reasons, especially going out of the country. I need my protection with me, and he's my protection. But I just can't imagine people taking time away from work, people taking time away from their families, just to go out of town for what you think is supposed to be a fun situation or a time of relaxation or exploration or whatever. Just to be inside of a house living like you're in real world 1999 or reacting scenes from Love and Hip Hop or The Real Housewives of Atlanta Girls.
And I hate them shows. I hate all them shows. That's like the poor examples of what people's supposed to be. I dislike those shows with a passion. I dislike those shows with a passion. Hey, Sincere, shout out to you. We're gonna have a group conversation Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. I'm leaning between two topics, but I'm gonna make sure I make a decision by today, and I'm gonna reach out to people so we can have the conversation. I know you said your Tuesdays is a little bit busy, but I'm gonna still reach out to you always, E-Man, just to make sure if you're available for the conversation. But yeah, appreciate you, Sincere, for chiming on through.
Trips. To me, that's just a waste of time and money. I'm not interested in all the rah-rah and drama. I like peaceful, safe vacations. That's what's fun to me. Turning up, arguing with people, disrespecting other people's cultures, their land, their laws. I'm not with that because I also wouldn't appreciate people coming to America disrespecting us. Now, this video was just too much for YouTube. I've had this for like several days, at least 3 or 4 days now, ever since I put out the first Dubai.
Yeah, again, I definitely appreciate Pink put lessons on this one because this is something I want to break down too, because a lot of people keep saying the most silliest things ever, which I don't understand. When you're traveling outside of any country, it's like I'm gonna keep repeating this. When you're traveling outside the country, you act accordingly. Like, what is so hard about that? And the guy that made that comment, like, yo, come on. Okay, where is it? All right, so here's a video that I wanted to share. Shout out to you, Big O. Appreciate you, man, for coming on through. Just to give a recap for everybody, let me blow this up so everybody can see. You know, context matter, context matter. Shout out to Pearly Things. Shout out to Pearly Things. We're pretty much doing a part 2 of Sassy Trucker, the chick that is currently detained. It's been over 2 months now. She's detained in Dubai for yelling in public. So she's been detained for 2 months. Thankfully for Pink Book Lessons, she actually did like a breakdown, I guess like a part 2, part 3 of the situation, where she shows that some other conversations going on about Sassy Trucker's character and how she's been behaving in other places like Mexico and other places abroad outside the States. Part 1 on my end, I show a little bit of that too. And also there's a part 1 and part 2 of that Sassy Truckers actually was on Just Judy with the same nonsense and behavior, where she's actually being sued in a court case on Just Judy by her cousin. I don't know, E. They just keep saying she's, you know what? I'm going to answer that question with the rest of the video because there's something that actually helps answer that for you. But as far as I know thus far, no. But they did give an offer. But we're going to go through that too. And so here we are now. So this is pretty much a video where showing her behavior a little bit in another country. This is not in Dubai. This is somewhere else before Dubai, before she got tamed. So Sassy been sassy from then. Let's go.
Don't think you're gonna talk shit and run off. Because you're a bitch. Bitch. No. I'm going crazy, bro.
Now this is somebody recording Sassy Truck, Sassy. So this has been Sassy before Dubai, same character, same behavior. And that was the husband that's pretty much that she put the spilt or splashed the drink on, call him all kinds of names.
Don't think you're gonna talk shit and run off. Because you're a bitch. Bitch. No.
That part. Now this is her. This is her. Yeah, exactly, Big O. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. But now here is the. But I want to break down the rules because I don't think a lot of people don't understand. Because I actually ran down a few. I wonder if it's still here. Is it still here? Okay, cool. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm gonna read it down. This is what I have jotted down. All right, so here's one of the 12 rules to keep in mind while visiting Dubai, but there's some laws and regulations. So respect local customs and traditions. Be aware of cultural sensitivities and dress modestly in public areas, especially in religious sites. That's one in Dubai. Public display of affection. It's not allowed. Avoid displaying affection in public and as is a considered inappropriate. That's 2. Drugs and alcohol. That's pretty much like almost in every country, but 0 tolerance. The possession of consumption of alcohol, drugs are restricted, prohibited, and public intoxication can lead to severe consequences. That's number 3. Photograph. Do not take photographs of government buildings, military installations, or people without their permission, as it may be illegal. That's 4. Ramadan. During the holy month of Ramadan, non-Muslims should, that goes for me, so I'm not a Muslim, should refrain from eating, drinking, or smoking in public during daylight hours out of respect for those fasting. Number 6, respect for religion. Avoid any behavior that may be perceived as disrespectful to Islam or any other religion. That's number 6. Number 7, prohibited materials. Do not bring any materials, publications, or items may be considered offensive or against the local laws of custom. Again, consider offensive or against the local laws and customs. Number 8, traffic regulations. Follow the traffic rules and regulations. Restricted. That should be everywhere. But of course, we're talking about Dubai. Speeding, reckless driving, and driving. Well, we already know she failed that here in the States. We already know she failed that in the States because she gave the keys on the Judge Judy. She gave the keys to a non-licensed driver, and that person drove her vehicle in her cousin's wall. So we know she broke that one in the States. Number 9, public disturbances. Engaging in public altercations. Ooh, this is her. Engaging in public altercations or disruptive behavior can result in legal consequences. Make it make sense. Then you got work permit, social media usages. Can't use that. Respect to the for the ruling family. The list goes on and on and on and on. So again, for me, it's common sense. But the rules is out there. So here's the part 2. And shout out to, again, I definitely appreciate Pink Boy Lessons for doing this, but I don't know if Pink Boy Lessons actually have the court case. So she's more than welcome to go scroll down. The link is there and have that conversation because it just adds more, like I said before, I had her peg. It just more and more consistency of her character. And this is her.
Dubai. Remember, she was first.
And I think this might help answer Eman's question too.
The sassy trucker's mother is still going on to any media platform that will have her to tell her daughter's version of events of what led to her being charged in Dubai. Remember, she was first on the local news in Houston with Quanell X, who backed up her daughter's foolishness, saying the sassy trucker was detained in Dubai for simply yelling at a man who was supposedly yelling at her at the car rental place. And her mom accused the man of trying to make her pay money to get her things back after one of her friends wrecked a rental car. Then her former friends came out saying they believed it was more to the story. Why? Because they said she went to Puerto Rico being disrespectful on a group trip. She poured drinks on one woman's husband, was allegedly throwing stuff all over the Airbnb, and then her own boyfriend at the time couldn't get that wild flamingo to settle down. She started attacking him too.
Nah, he brought her on for some guaranteed, box. I don't know if she paid because she's a trucker, so she's guaranteed making 60, 80K a year. So I don't know. I don't know how long they was together, but yeah, he brought her on for the experience and the vibes.
So they had to call Animal Patrol or the cops on her over in Puerto Rico. She was also accused of the same disrespectful, wild behavior in the Virgin Islands, where she was almost arrested at customs. So no one really believes that this woman was arrested in Dubai for simply
my apologies, E, the man, former trucker.
Yelling. And guess who's talking now? I was waiting for this one. Dubai officials saw her mom go on a second news program. This time it was a national cable news network. They said, "Oh no, you're not about to lie."
Hold on, let me play this back because I want to make sure we get the slow people in the back of the room. All right, the people in the back of the church. You know how the people back in church, the ones that don't want to put in nothing in the collection, nobody want to contribute, but they'll watch somebody else put in a 10, they'll put in a 5. Somebody else might put in a 5, they'll put in $1. So yeah, I want to make sure it's everybody in the back of the bus and everybody else in the back of the pews hear this one.
No one really believes that this woman was arrested in Dubai for simply yelling. And guess who's talking now? I was waiting for this one. Dubai officials saw her mom go on a second news program. This time it was a national cable news network. Dubai officials, they're saying Sassy's mother is not telling the whole truth to the media. We're going to get into their statement, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel.
Yes, definitely support Pink Book Lessons because she did her work on this one. Shout out to her. Definitely support that channel.
The notification bell for all updates. While American media is spreading the story told by the mother of Tierra Young Allen, aka the Sassy Trucker, Dubai authorities officially released a statement to the media in the UAE, the Khaleej Times. They wrote, "The Dubai police have categorically denied allegations that an American woman was arrested merely for, quote, yelling in public. The claims, which were mentioned in some stories circulating in the media, quote, presents a completely distorted picture of the case." The authority said it wasn't only a case of, quote, screaming. According to the statement, the Dubai police received a complaint from a car rental place which accused the woman of slandering and defaming an employee amidst a dispute over car rental fees. According to this report from Dubai,
I'm going to look and find that article and I'll post that in the community tab so everybody can get a little bit more informed with that one because that's pretty interesting. Because again, we're only going by the mom side of everything. But the fact that Dubai is like, hey, we saw you live twice, and now we're going to give our statement. So again, I generally hope that she gets out because I want to hear her side of it because I think right at this point, I feel like she's full of crap. I can't say her full of crap, but the story that's given by her mom is only one-sided. And even for the lawyer, like the lawyer that's speaking out, like I get it. Like I get it. You're doing your job. But at the same time, I hope you let your client know, like, look, this don't look good. We're going to just try to get her out. And hopefully we'll pay a fee and just come on home.
the Sassy Trucker.
Shout out to you, Big O. I guess your team Poppy, because he said the same thing. Just don't let the beauty put you in that trap. I think that's how the boyfriend got trapped too. He couldn't control her when all that stuff the riot was happening in Mexico. I think that was a problem.
Is facing a fine equivalent to $5,440.
There you go. There you go, E. That's the price. That's the price. So that bring that back a little bit.
From Dubai, the Sassy Trucker is facing a fine equivalent to $5,445 and up to 2 years in jail, based on the Dubai police.
Let's play that one more time so we know. So anybody, Big O, Poppy Blanco, if y'all want to do donations now, you know, you can. That's the price. That's the price. You get it. Go ahead, get it flown out. That's another grand plus another $5. You know, she'll be very appreciative of your contribution. You go ahead and save a 304.
Is facing a fine equivalent to $5,445 and up to 2 years in jail, based on the Dubai police statement, which was issued through the Dubai media office. Legal procedures between the woman and the car rental office are still ongoing. The individual was questioned as per legal procedures and subsequently released pending a resolution. Sassy is not locked up in Dubai. They charged her and released her pending the results of her case. And because the case isn't resolved, she cannot leave the country. If they get
there, you go, E. It's still they're still working on it, but she's been held there for 2 months. I mean, again, there are rules. Same thing for with the whole Andrew Tate situation, but it's the same thing. They chose to go there expecting all these special privileges, and now crap hit the fan. Now they're like, oh man, woe is me. How am I get out of this situation? You put yourself in a situation. And I respect that, Poppy said I don't pay for P. Yes, I agree.
Give her passport back, she will simply leave the UAE and never come back.
Right.
No different from when you get in trouble in the US on a serious offense. They will prohibit you from leaving the US and have you turn your passport in. I don't know why.
And that goes back to that comment the guy in the Instagram made the comment. That doesn't make any sense. This is how I know you don't travel. You don't travel. If you're doing something, they detain you, it's for a reason. Nobody's considered like, well, you stabbed somebody, you had a fight with them, but we're gonna still charge you, but you're free to just go to work. And no, it doesn't work like that, because you might continue to do the same dumb stuff over and over again. So we're gonna hold you, process you, and depending on how serious the allegation is, then we're gonna take you to trial. Or we might just make a decision while you're there. Periods. Like, I don't understand this.
People are acting like they don't know how this goes. And then what's really annoying is her mama.
Shout out to Poppy Blanco. He's chiming in with some gems right now. Poppy Blanco is chiming in with some gems. He said she needs the passport bros to come save her. I think they all need to unite. They all need to unite. Put a GoFundMe out there. But she's a passport sis, so I don't think it'll work out. That collage. You know how them gender wars is on social media, Poppy. Them gender wars. Nobody ain't trying to save her. She got mama. Or to be fair, though, we have seen evidence of people that don't know you will actually just send out a bunch of money just to either bail you out of jail, a bunch of money just for you to buy random stuff. And they're the lowest of low people. So to be fair, somebody might save her.
And Quanell, they're calling on lawmakers and for all of us to make noise in order to pressure Dubai to just give her passport back so she can come back home and not have to face their justice system like she's some innocent victim. By the way, this is the news report that Dubai officials saw that encouraged.
Shout out to Sincere. I don't know, Sincere. I think I might, because I thought about that too. I literally thought about that too, but there actually is, all different races that's doing dumb shenanigans in other countries. They either get rewarded for it. Shout out to the, I think either man said it earlier, the royal poo-poo treatment. The royal poo-poo treatment. And they get paid handsomely for that. And there's women that's actually acting out egregiously and recklessly in other countries, and they literally get the same treatment. Trust me, they don't discriminate really like that. Now, they really don't discriminate like that. You go outside the country, these states, you got some privileges here. We've seen privileges. with a color. But you go outside this country, the fact that it is a woman in other countries, and you got a country like Dubai that's primarily like it's a male-dominated country. They got rules and regulations. It's pretty much for everybody. But the fact that you are a woman there, you need to understand that. Women need to understand that, especially men too. You can't be going to these other countries having that the United States privilege. Respect their culture, respect their customs. That's it.
Urge them to release their statement in response.
Joining me now is Tiara's mother, Tina Baxter, and Houston.
Oh, she's making a part 2 appearance. Shout out to her with the lawyer on the right. Poppy, you think they smashed? Poppy got a good eye on these things. I think, Poppy, do you know? I feel like they smashed, but you know, we need the Poppy Blanco seal approval. Did they smash? This is their second appearance.
Houston community activist Quanell X. Thank you both for being here. It's shocking, it's stunning, it's terrifying for you, Tina. This must be a nightmare. How about the last time you heard from your daughter?
I did hear from her this morning by text message. We did talk on the phone yesterday.
And how did she sound? What is she telling you?
She's stronger than me right now, but she's definitely depressed. She's scared.
Are you interested in starting?
She says she's definitely depressed. She's scared. I didn't know they that's something to look into. I didn't know you could. That makes sense though, because her Instagram is still active. She's allowed her to still use her Instagram.
She's confused.
There's nothing to be confused about, ma'am. Nothing to be confused about. I've been traveling in Greece. I've been traveling in Mexico. I'm traveling in Jamaica. I travel in Cancun. I've probably been to Dubai twice. I've been to all these countries. There's nothing to be confused about. When I go to a different country, their house, their rules. Let's go.
I've never seen her this depressed in her whole entire life.
So she wasn't depressed when she was on Judge Judy the first time, when she gave the keys to her younger brother and her car got ran through her cousin's wall. She wasn't depressed then. That was the repair for that wall was like over $1,500. Like, make it make sense.
Why is she told she was arrested? What information was she given at the time?
She was told.
All right, now keep the story straight, because I'm telling you, if it's come out for a different story than what she told you, it's going to be going viral again. So keep the story straight. I'm rooting for you, though. I am rooting for you.
That a case was opened against her by Musa Rental Car Company for screaming.
And where? Go ahead. Sorry.
So she was there to pick up her items as a fender bender, and she was actually invited there by the rental car company. She told me that they sound like they were very cooperative over the phone, but when she got there, she said their whole demeanor changed immediately, especially because they realized she was alone. And they really didn't have any intentions on giving her back her items. So she told me that the employee started screaming at her and insisting.
Out of nowhere, the employee just started screaming. And keep in mind, right, on this whole from what is said, what transpired, this is not even her rental. It was her friend's rental. She just happened to be there. I just want to make this just for clarity. It was not her rental. I'll use E-Man for example. E-Man rented the vehicle, whatever information he gave, credit card, whatever, where he paid cash, whatever. That's E-Man's responsibility. But somehow I go there. So I'm trying to understand, like, how did that work? There's a piece of story that's not adding up.
That she give him money. And she wanted the whole nightmare to go away. So she was willing to give the money. But the only thing is that they had her credit cards. They had her cell phone. She's used to paying using transactions on her iPay or using her credit cards. She couldn't pay them.
I want to know, how much was the fee, number one? What was the fee for? And then how was she being cooperative and willing to pay the fee, and it resulted in an argument?
Good question. Good question. Because I'm telling you, when this story comes back, everything's going to be thrown I think everything will be thrown at the mother's face, because she's the only one giving a voice for Sassy Trucker. The only one. Now, the first amount was, hey, it'd be a fine or 2 years. My opinion, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have this, don't have the degree and all that good stuff. But in my humble opinion, if the fee is over $5,000, that lawyer, I hope he's an international lawyer, need to reach out and say, look, we're going to go ahead and just pay the money and get her out now. The moment she knew that she's arrested, hey, what's the fee? Money talks. What is the fee? It's not the states. The states will go ahead and process you. What's the fee? And that'd have been the end of it.
So she had no way of.
That's a good question, E. That's a good question. Why her mother didn't wire the money? I don't think she had it. That's my answer. I don't think she had the money. But again, put the GoFundMe out there. Start a petition. I mean, you know what? To be fair, she got the money for the lawyer. How much would a retainer for the lawyer? The lawyer up here like the second time. So they've been dealing with each other for the long time. So she got the money for the lawyer. Unless the lawyer doing this for pro bono work, like, look, all right, I'll do this for you. Give me like 300. I'll get some exposure. People might come to me, get some more business. It's a win-win. That's the only thing I could think of. Shout out to Amuse. I appreciate you for coming on through.
Even giving them any money at the moment, because they had every form of payment that she brought to buy with her.
Yeah, but if you have every form of payment, doesn't mean there's money on it. I can give you 50 credit cards, but guess what? If I'm tapped out, I can't pay you. If I'm tapped out, I can't pay you. So you can give her any form of whatever. If she doesn't have the money, she doesn't have the money. That might be a case too. They probably held her belongings like, look, they probably held her belongings like, you got to pay us. But again, according to her and whatever the story was out there, she wasn't the one legally responsible in the rental. It was her friend's rental.
Let me ask you, how is she able to contact you? What is she saying about where she's being held and how?
Look at her. She was in Guyana. That was another one. She was in Guyana, so she's been in all over. She's in Guyana.
How she's being treated.
She really is a passport sis.
Right now.
She's being treated okay right now. I don't want to talk about where she's being held because I'm really concerned about her safety.
See how they're making it seem like she's locked up or something? Dubai said yes, they charged her, but they released her. So when the mom says she's being treated fine now, of course, she's not in jail. Why won't she say that? She's admitted that she's able to communicate with her.
No, because they're pushing a narrative. They're pushing a narrative. They're trying to make it seem one thing when it's not. And which would make so much sense because she's active on her Instagram. On her Instagram, she's active. She's posting. She's making comments. She's doing stories. She's active. So you're 100% right. She's not locked up. She's been detained. She's comfortable. Only difference is she's comfortable over there. But when she get back to the States, she don't have a job. She probably lost her apartment. And here we are. We got a lawyer and a mom giving one side of the story.
Talk on the phone with her. But I guess making everyone assume that she's locked up in a dungeon somewhere, that's more of an interesting story.
She ended up with her friend's phone that was also detained in the accident.
Oh, shout out to Papa Blanco. He said something that was very interesting. He said, Great Pill Podcast, a lawyer in there in the U.S. don't got no permission or power to defend the woman in that country. That's how that work. Okay, the lawyer is just using this. I agree. Because it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Because even with the lawyer, and it's just me from guessing this point. Even with Andrew Tate's lawyer, he had a lawyer, actually the lawyer that was there that he used, and he switched up, had another lawyer, but that lawyer literally had to go to that country to get stuff to figure things out. So this lawyer, I agree 100%. This lawyer is using her for exposure, just trying to get in more clients. And look at him, he's just there. He's not even saying anything. He's just there. Matter of fact, the first video, the first news broadcast, you're just like, yes, this is egregious. He pretty much was simping like the other guy in the Instagram. Heck, that's all he was doing. I ain't mad at you, though. Go ahead and get your money, sir.
And she was able to reach me through the friend's phone.
For just $67.
And I agree 100%. We'll let that little commercial run through. But again, shout out to Pink Book Lessons for breaking this down.
And she eventually she used another form of getting in contact with me to keep me up to date on what's happening.
It's been several months. Quanell, is the State Department involved here? What steps and actions are you taking in accordance with the family to try to get, one, information, and two, and more importantly, bring her home safely?
They are aware of her case. They're saying they've been looking into it. They have spoken with their counsel. What we're upset is that this is a concocted charge. It's a trumped up charge.
Bruh,
because
it's not a trumped up. This is not America. It's Dubai. All right, first of all, trigger alert. For somebody got all that money as a lawyer, get your mic and internet connection stable, sir. Please get your internet and your mic connection stable. All right, trigger alert. I'm sorry. Back to it. This is not America. This is not a trumped up anything. Their rules, their regulations. She came to them. Dubai didn't come to her. Make that make sense. She came to them, acted out of character per their rules. They said, no, this is not how you act. This is not a trumped up charge.
Extortion at the rental car company to get extra money and extra fees out of her. When she contested that,
what extra fees? You're not even showing anything. What extra fees?
They knew by accusing her of screaming in public or raising or elevating her voice that was a crime.
All right, now pay attention. He said accusing her of screaming, but the charges was yelling. Now we can nitpick the rules. I mean, of the words yelling and screaming. That's fine. But he said accusing her. Now they catch her on a video. And if she comes out and confess and say, yeah, I was yelling. Yeah, I was screaming. Just saying.
Crime. But you have the man that works over in a car company raising his voice also. He's not charged with the crime.
It's his business. It's his country. He do, he won't. You come to my business, and I don't like how you act and disrespecting my business in my state, my house. Guess what? They would just use the E-Man example. If I come in E-Man's house, and I know the rules and regulations of E-Man house is different from the rules of my own house, guess what's going to happen? E-Man has all the right to do and say whatever he wants in his house. His rules. Make it make sense.
It's a double standard in Dubai. Why is it a man can raise his voice, but a woman can't raise hers?
Because it's Dubai. It is not the United States of privileged America. That part.
To defend herself or to challenge his authority when he's attempting to extort her. It's wrong, but we do.
Now we're throwing out allegations. Who's trying to extort who? Don't do that. The girl been in like 15 different countries. She understands. She probably been to Dubai twice. Shout out to the poo-poo out there.
No, the State Department is aware. We feel they should do more. She should be released. She should be allowed to come home. There's nothing that she has done that is so significant that she should be detained for months for quote unquote just raising.
Okay, now we went from jail to detain. Keep track. Just shifted the goalpost a little bit.
Her voice when she was attempting to defend herself from being extorted.
And that right there is what Dubai officials responded to. They're saying that she was not arrested for merely raising her voice. The officials said that this account that they're giving on American media that's coming from Quanell X and her mother is a distorted view of what actually happened. And they caught the whole interaction on video. This is all still crazy to me. Number one, they've been going around to the media saying that she's in trouble only because she's a woman. In reality, no one in Dubai is able to just act up, men or women. You cannot go over there cursing people loud, being loud and obnoxious like people do in America. So it's not just because she's a woman. But of course, she's saying this to emotionally get people involved to defend her daughter. Then number two, at this point, we all know it's a lot of stuff over there that they do not allow that people do over here. You have people over there now hemmed up because of social media. They have a case over there recently where they arrested 9 men and 2 women who appeared in a wedding video that went viral in the community over there. They're calling it lewd. Again, stuff that you can do over here, you can't do over there. They locked 11 people up for that. 9 men, 2 women. And I'm sure if we all saw this video, we'll see that it's identical to viral videos that we see on TikTok all the time. Yep. But once again, what's acceptable here is not acceptable there. Nope. And it's simple. They hold their own people accountable. They're not playing. And then quiet as it's kept, we need to stop normalizing certain behavior here. It's a lot of stuff that we shouldn't condone here either. So just telling women like the Sassy Trucker to stay home, that's not enough. I don't want to see women acting up here at the restaurant, at the airport, at local businesses. At what point will we say we don't want this in America either? I think Sassy's mama needs to chill out. We are not about to go protesting for your daughter. Your daughter is not a victim, and we the public are about sick and tired of y'all trying to get us emotionally involved in nonsense. It sounds
I'm done with this one. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Y'all let me know in the comment section on replay. You know, do you agree, do you believe her mom's story? Do you believe that she's a victim in this one? Definitely let me know. I would love to hear your comments about it. Again, I root for Sassy Trucker. I hope she get out. I definitely hope she learned a lesson. Not hating on Dubai, because these are rules that she broke. And I also hope, because she mentioned that there's cameras and videos, so we're gonna see a whole nother side of this conversation coming out. So if it comes out, I'm definitely doing a part 3 of this bad boy. Oh, also shout out to Sincere, because you just gave me an idea, because I don't want to, because I know a lot of people like to spin narratives, especially when it comes to just Black women and women in period. So, but just to answer a question, because I know I'm saying it and it's my words, but I probably just go ahead and do like a show, like kind of examples of passport Siss that actually out outrageous and breaking rules and regulations outside the US, because it's plenty of them, but we might make that a thing coming out. I say tonight, because I get off at 11, so we're making it at midnight. So if anybody up and available at 12 o'clock midnight, we'll make that a thing. So I definitely appreciate everybody for coming through. Definitely appreciate everybody for conversation. Shout out to Poppy and Either Man for actually adding some real insight to this conversation. Because again, my passport is not stamped as much as Poppy Blanco's. It's not. It's not. My passport is not stamped as much as Either Man's. So, but if I know if I'm going outside just to state, because I like the road trip and I go outside the country, I like to take my time and do the homework. I had a buddy before even pandemic was going to all do a trip for Japan. I was invested in him, but at the same time, I just couldn't put all my eggs in the basket and faith in this one guy that he's going to, carry me through. I had to do my homework. I had to do my research. So I advise everybody, do your research, do your homework, go out there. Ladies, be very careful when you go there. Don't be sitting there acting a fool, twerking, all this stuff. When you go there, men, don't go there just for the pee. Go there for the experience and the culture, and definitely enjoy yourself. So I appreciate you guys for coming out. Thank y'all. God bless.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.